Okay. Excuse my voice if it's a little shot. But I just want to talk about being purpose driven. But before that, man, it's been a crazy week. And I know I've stopped posting shorts on YouTube, but also reels on Instagram, where I feel bad, but I don't know. I don't want to play in that dopamine scheme where I have to make my videos and try to attract the younger audience. I don't really find much value in those type of videos. But I get it. As a business, I have to market myself. I have to put myself where my ideal audience is. But yeah, crazy week. A lot of projects due, a lot of presentations that I had to do, write ups, things like that. But hey, I'm still here. And we have to be purpose driven. And that is why I'm still here. And that is why I have been able to endure the stress, the lack of sleep, the pain, because I have a purpose. Or I think I have a purpose where I am driven towards it. My voice is a little shot just because I recorded a video and I think I'm getting a little sick. Knock on wood. I don't have wood near me, but you get it. But if you aren't purpose driven, if you want to find something that you're purpose driven about, you have to ask yourself, what do you want to do? Now, this can be tied with your career, or it can be tied in with your hobbies. So this really depends on society. So if your purpose is like, okay, I want to help the homeless, I want to help hunger, help solve world problems like that, those will take money and your time. You're not able to generate money from it. So it's more of you having to give a lot of resources towards it. That's one take. That's a passion that you can drive. And, if you want to build a lot of capital, then you can figure out businesses or do jobs that are able to have you make more money. So then you can invest it into that passion of, buying food for people, setting up shelters, setting up housing, things like that. But then there's the other side, which is like business. If you're passionate about helping, people become productive, like I do, if you want to be productive, if you want to learn how to be productive, there's a link down below, or just leave a comment or DM me on Instagram that you want coaching. I can help you with that. Like for me, my passion, if you're wondering, I feel like I want to help the world. I want to help people become better. I want the world to become a better place. And in order for the world to become a better place, people have to be better. If we don't have our shit together, then we can't have the world be together. It's like the leader, where if that leader doesn't have their shit together, if they don't know what they're doing or what to do, then the rest will follow that. They'll either be disorganized like the leader, or things won't be done because they don't know what to do. But yeah, I just want to be impactful. I want you guys to improve. That's why I make these type of videos. That's why I'm trying to start coaching in a community, so you guys are able to gain value from this, improve yourselves, get a lot of work done, be immaculate in your time management, and a community to feel accountable and be within the people that also want to be improving themselves, because it's hard to want to improve yourself if you're not surrounded by people like that, because your environment is critical for that. Yeah. Sorry guys, my voice is it's starting to lose. But find what you want to do. If it requires a lot of capital, then you're going to have to find something that generates you a lot of capital first. Just because, society, we don't fund it well. You can't really have a business that does a lot of giving. which is quite unfortunate. But yeah, next, you have to think of like, how do you want to make an impact? So for me, I want to make an impact by having community, having products, services, or even programs to help younger generations or even help people in their 20s and 30s to be more productive, have immaculate time management, handling addictions, although I'm not qualified for that, but more like, my strategy on how to like handle sugar addiction, phone addiction, how to workout programs, working on their body, just because I've just been in that space, as an athlete. I have to focus on my health by working out, doing the workouts first, but also eating right, making sure I'm getting enough sleep. So those are the things that I want to make an impact on, especially with men, is to improve their lives, become better. With social media, taking all of our attention away, games as well. I know a lot of people were furious with me saying to stop playing games, and that's just extreme end. And I know a lot of the younger generation are addicted. They can't control themselves. That's the main point I wanted to focus on of quitting social media, but also quitting video games, is that you're addicted to it. You may not know it, but you are. And although there are benefits to playing video games, the negatives outweigh the cost because you're addicted and you can't control yourself because you're like, oh, I want to play one more match. I want to win. That last game, I want to win. I've been in that mentality. And that just takes a lot of your time where that could be spent on something more meaningful. Okay, if you're able to play video games like an hour or 30 minutes a day, then you're chilling, you're cool, you're not addicted. But people in the younger generation, they can't do that. So find the impact that you want to do. I can't tell you what that is. You have to evaluate that yourself. And I just want to circle back to the environment part. In college, it's a little hard to find the right environment, especially if you want to do business like entrepreneurship, making programs, even YouTube space, being creative. That's, at least from my experience, it's very difficult to find people who want to do that. Also with people who are on self-improvement or, wanted to grow themselves to a higher level. A lot of people are falling to degeneracy, addicted to social media. They wake up like, oh, I'm tired, but I'm just gonna scroll on my phone, and then just hours pass. Like, I don't really want to be friends with those type of people. Like I could be friends with them, but it's like if I'm living with them or if I'm in a space where they're like, oh yeah, check this new meme out, this social media thing. Oh, let's go out and drink shit ton until we pass out or black out. Like, environment is important, and I'm sure I've emphasized this a lot, which is why I want to start a community. So if you are interested, if you feel like you'll benefit from a community, then I'll start one. And I know I would, because it's hard to find someone, especially in a college space, who are wanting to improve. But, find that impact. Ask yourself, who is your audience? Who do you want to impact? Is it some experience that you went through that you don't want anyone else to go through? Is it the people who, aren't as privileged, who don't have access to resources like we do? These are just questions you have to evaluate yourself with. And for me to convey my words towards you, for me to help you become better, I've also started a newsletter, which I'll link down below. Although it is not looking as great as other people's newsletters, just read it. Like, I want you guys to give me feedback so I can improve my writing. And also just have it in your inbox. Once you subscribe to my newsletter, you'll get them straight to your inbox and you get to read them. And that's another thing. A lot of people don't read these days, and I feel like that's a problem. Like, I've learned this from one of my friends because he likes to read. He likes to read textbooks. And the things that you read, the type of things that you read, that's how you're going to write. That's how you're going to learn how to write. Like, if you read textbooks and you have to write something like an academic thing, you'll be able to, just because textbooks are written in an academic format and you've been exposed to that environment and you've read it. So you know, oh, my sentence structure should be this way or should be that way. So reading is a lost thing that a lot of people don't do anymore. So I guess, if you want to learn more things, you want to feel at peace, present in the moment, start reading again. But purpose-driven. This is a topic that this video is about. Oh man, my voice. Oh. But being purpose-driven, what does that mean? One, like I said, you have to identify what purpose or what passion that you want to do, what the impact is. But two is, how do you stay purpose-driven? Sometimes we get lost, like, I didn't have enough time, I am tired, I don't have enough money, or I just forgot. Your life has to be towards purpose-driven. So once you have identified it, all the habits that you do in your day is towards it. Like, you can't forget it, man. If it is your purpose, you can't forget it. Your mind will be surrounded by thoughts of how to do it or how to improve it. Your habits should reflect your purpose, because your habits are the things that will take you closer to that goal or that purpose. And sometimes those habits can be the purpose. If you want to do like 20,000 push-ups to honor someone because you that's your purpose, then you do that every day. I feel like society has lost purpose. What are we actually striving towards? You may say, in your college or you're out of college, where you're like, oh yeah, I want to help the world. How? How do you want to help the world? People say a lot of things without doing a lot of action. It's unfortunate, and I've fallen in that trap because you get dopamine from saying, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. And you start to feel, oh yeah, maybe I can do that. But then you have this dopamine rush to then where you get like, oh, I actually haven't done it yet, just because I've gotten this high from the idea, but I haven't taken any action. And this is where high value men come in. These men are purpose driven because their habits that they do every day, the actions that they do, it reflects towards their goals, because they are doing things that would help them towards their goals. They're taking action. They're doing the things. Low value men will talk about it before they have the results. And they will talk all about it without doing the work, without doing the actions. And people, they feel bad because when they see someone who's doing something with their lives, if they're doing the passionate thing, if they're doing the habits that they need to do, and they see that, they're like, damn, why am I such a loser for not doing it? And they start to hate. They start to hate the person for doing it. And sometimes that person who's doing it gets discouraged. So, but if you're that person who is doing it and you feel discouragement, just ignore it. Just keep doing what you're doing. If you're getting hate, that means you're doing something right. So be purpose driven. If you need to be reminded, put it as your lock screen. Like goals, the passion, the purpose that you want to pursue. Have a whiteboard. Have it on paper in your office or in your room or in your study room. or even on your laptop. Be constantly reminded so then you actually follow through with your actions. For me, I want to make an impact through YouTube to men who are struggling with productivity, with self-confidence, and time management, and not knowing how to improve. So my actions, what I do every day, or at least try to, just because of school and athletics and my club and a part-time job, is that I write scripts. I want to start my newsletter, It's like these are the actions that I'm taking so you guys can gain value. And even today, I didn't feel like recording a video today just because I didn't sleep a lot. Yesterday was hell, and I got a test in 1 hour from now, and I had other things to do. But it's the habits, the actions. This video is important for you guys, because if you don't listen to this, how are you going to know? How are you going to be reminded to focus on your purpose? You have to work towards it. You don't want regret in your life where you're like, oh, I should have done this. And when I was younger, when I had the time, I should have pursued this. I should have pursued that. And I just spent it wasting, going to clubs, going to parties, drinking, gambling. Those old men, or those people in life where you meet them and they're like, oh, you do basketball? Yeah, I used to, I was supposed to go D1, but I got injured, or, I couldn't go D1 because my grades were bad, or, those excuses. If you want to go D1, of course you have to have your grades right. You have to maintain your body correctly. I feel like people don't know that your grades are important. Doesn't matter how skilled you are, your grades come first because you have to be accepted into the college. College is all about academics. Jeez. So it's like that, these habits. If you feel like you want to, improve yourself, become a higher level man, what are you going to do? Well, you wouldn't be waking up in the morning, oh, let's check social media. What is my friend doing? Oh, all these reels, dopamine. You wouldn't be doing that because once you come out of that 2-hour session, you're like, oh, damn, what the hell am I doing? And trust me, I've been in that situation where in the past where I had my phone next to me, I'm like, oh, let's check Instagram. 2 hours went by. I'm like, oh, damn. I spent so much time on this and I feel like shit. My brain is clogged up. I don't feel clear. My brain is fried from all the dopamine that I've received from Instagram. And I'm like, oh, I need to get my shit together right now. I jump out of bed and I start to get ready. When you could have just been getting ready right after you waking up and getting your ass out of the bed. Sorry, I need to slow down with my thoughts. This is too much with this. And I am a little passionate about that topic just because I've been in that situation. And I'm pissed off about myself for sometimes, falling into that trap of yesterday was hard. Today I want something easy. Oh, look, my phone is there. Let me just check what's on social media right now. And just wasting my time. And a lot of people don't know that if you look at your phone the first thing in the morning, your productivity decreases. Just because your time and energy and your brain space was sucked into your phone, into your app. So if you want to be more productive, just don't use your phone in the morning. Just wake up, get ready, sit down, make some coffee, do some work. And that's what I do. That's the actions. I write this newsletter. I write the scripts, except for this one. This one's 3 bullet points. And then trying to make a community. I don't know how to do that. I want to provide service calls for you guys because I want you guys to improve. I'm trying to prepare all of this and then implement it until January. And if I'm not purpose driven and I don't do the habits, then these things will never happen. And I will never make an impact because I'm not doing the actions, habits, or even learning the things that I need to do so I can be purpose driven, so I can make an impact. This is more of just a reminder video. I'm not really teaching you or informing you how to do something, but it's more like, remember, be actionable, pursue your purpose. Don't be a spectator in your life. Don't wait for things to come to you. You have to take action. You have to take initiative. And with doing that, taking initiative, taking action, that is purpose driven. You're purpose driven by doing things that will help you towards your purpose. I love you, bro. I know this video might have been all over the place, but I think this is important for you. I love you, and I'll see you in the next video.